Is America okay? Well, it's time. It's time. Another ShoeOnHead video. And no, America is not okay in multiple ways and multiple situations. It's very interesting to see, however, the amount of retardation that has been spawned because of this. We're gonna look at this. That's gonna be interesting. Anyways, we're gonna look at this. Also, please consider liking, subscribing. I appreciate it. We do this every time a ShoeOnHead video comes out. Except for the last one, because YouTube apparently likes to defend websites that are essentially Tinder for children. That's besides the point. Here we go. This will be interesting to look at. This will take a while. Hell World Report. Accurate. Truly accurate. Hell World Report real.
Hello friends, my name is ShoeOnHead, and welcome to my new series, The Hell World Report. Some of you may
That's a cute shirt. Anyways.
remember my old series that was just called Hell World. If you do,
I do not remember that. She just revived it. That's kind of cool.
you can qualify for a veterans discount. Congratulations! And if you remember the Gamergate days, well, please come collect your retirement.
I do remember those, though. See, I've been a culture warrior since, like, as long as I can remember. I've always been one, right? So that is that. And Gamergate was a big part of the is still a big part of the culture war, right? We had essentially Gamergate 2.0. Not that too long ago.
But yeah, if you have not seen my old series, go check it out. I will put the link to the playlist down below. I think it's a really interesting time capsule into the years 2020 and 2021, like how crazy it was back then, and then in retrospect comparing it to how crazy it is now. But this
Guys, I think we found something new to react to. Basically, a series. I have an idea.
is a shorter, more condensed version of that series. Think of it as a Temu, Jon Stewart, or Stephen Colbert before they morphed into the same flavor of shitlib. You see, I'm better than those late night Jimmies because I don't get my news from mainstream sources like some kind of hack. No. I get them from far more reputable places.
Ground news? Ground news. I'm predicting a promotion of Ground News right now.
Like Instagram Reels and Femboy Groiper 69.
I was wrong. I was expecting that to be the sponsor, but we're a minute in. It usually takes a bit.
On Twitter. From furry ballrooms and the Epstein files to OnlyFans green cards and kidnapping foreign leaders from
Yeah, I've seen that, by the way. I have an idea. I like the alien one from Monster vs. Aliens. The slime one, right? The blob one. I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have an idea. Yeah, apparently, supposedly, they talked about making it easier for OF girls to get the green cards. Like green cards. And I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute. Isn't the somebody who was running for governor in California saying like, well, actually, we want the syntax? Like, why would you want more of these people? You already have more of these people. About 10% between women in 18 and 35 have an OF. You already have enough of these. Stop.
government-funded purple-haired girlfriends to a potential
I mean, hey, yo. Amelia, whatever the UK thought was gonna work, it did not work. You need to realize, right? They basically created any man's dream girl, right? A 19-year-old old girl that is also like pro Great Britain, pro UK. You are so disconnected from reality. I don't even know that the government interacts with the average citizen when it comes to the UK. They don't. Whatever you were thinking, it did not work. In fact, they made it so that apparently, I haven't checked, but they took the game down and changed it. They basically made it so that the supposed bad guys looked like the good guys and actually people were agreeing with them. Horrible idea. Horrible idea. I didn't know about that. I knew about the other stuff though. Yeah. The UK purple hair goth baddie. Damn bro, even I won her and I'm American. It's like you made every man's dream girl. You didn't even realize it. Absolute stupidity. Also, you gave conservative girls, again, the opportunity to have colored hair. Purple is in, I've heard.
Civil War, we have a very packed show for you today. It has been a crazy year, and it is only January. As I am filming this, we are currently having a huge winter storm.
This morning, snow, ice, and frigid temperatures sweeping across the nation. 20 states under a state of emergency.
Ah yes, perfect weather.
Thankfully, we don't have that. Thankfully, it's cold. It has been snowing a little bit. It goes like negative temperatures here in Germany, little bit, right? But like overall, it's been fine. They've announced that there's supposed to be like a snowstorm and stuff coming, but like there was nothing. Like nothing happened at all. It should have been me, not him. Me. Yeah, Charlie. What's his name? Was his name Charlie? I could be wrong.
To make some poor immigrant deliver me chicken tendies. It's so cold that Michigan and Minnesota received reports about exploding trees. Leftists said no more ice and God's
Exploding trees? Trees can explode? Oh? Well, that's a new one. I've never heard of that one before. I'm an uncultured swine. Okay. Leftist said no more eyes, and God said, what did God say? Freezing temperatures, even more ice?
said.
That is real? That's a safety hazard. In winter I would not go into a forest. That is essentially just a wooden grenade. Trees can explode. I've seen videos. Now I have too. I did not know that. Wow. Thank God it doesn't get this cold around here. Trees can explode. That is so new.
Anyway, in news that should have stayed in 2016. Apparently there is a new term women have coined called man-keeping.
Man-keeping? So we're basically just talking about, like, babysitting men. See, I've noticed something, especially this year, okay? I've noticed something. Women are celebrated for being the average man. It is crazy. Women are being celebrated for being the average man. Oh, you go to work? Oh, you clean your own... You do your own laundry? You're so independent. We've been doing that for over 2 decades now. You are not that special. Not gonna lie. Oh, you're just doing what everyone else does. You are an adult. Stop acting like you're doing something groundbreaking. Only when it's really cold, though. Yeah, I could imagine that. Tomorrow I'm going to an art thing. Ooh, cool. Awesome. Just another way of hating men, probably. Man-keeping is like housekeeping. Wait. Hold up.
Man-keeping is why women are done with dating. Researchers at Stanford have finally given a name to something many women have been dealing with for years.
Researchers have discovered that sometimes when you poop, your shit swims.
It's called man-keeping, and it's helping explain why so many women are stepping away from dating altogether. Man-keeping describes the emotional labor women end up doing in heterosexual relationships. It goes beyond remembering birthdays or coordinating social plans. It means being your partner's one-man support system, managing his stress, interpreting his moods, holding...
So what men do the entire time? You are supposed to do that as a man or a woman. That is not what Yes, you're supposed to you support your partners, your husbands, your wives, whatever emotional needs. Yes. Why are we calling it labor? That sounds like work. Why would we call mental fucking illness? Mental illness. If you use that word, you are mentally ill and you need to seek therapy, because that's not normal. I wonder if what would happen if men reversed that and said that they have to cater to their wife's emotional needs and it feels like labor. Everyone would be crying and screaming and all that stuff. Being loving, understanding, and partner. What? That's great. They have discovered relationships. Also, end up doing in heterosexual relationships, so women are not doing that. Like, Gay men are not doing that. Lesbians are not doing that. Oh. Wow. Mental illness.
His hand through feelings he won't share with anyone else. All of it unpaid, unacknowledged.
Oh. I have heavy depression. Why do you lean on me? That's emotional labor. Why do I have to be your support system? Go somewhere. Yes, there are emotions and feelings you're not supposed to share with anybody else except your closest circle. What are we doing? Especially unpaid. You want to be paid for something that everyone has to do? See, sometimes you have friends that talk to you and you're the person that they go to when they feel bad. Are you requiring payment for that? Calm down. My cortisol is already high. We went from low cortisol to high, exponentially increasing cortisol. We're 2 minutes in. I'm already losing it. We're 2 minutes in. We're already losing it. This generation, specifically millennials and Gen Z, are incapable of relationships. It's always me. High cortisol. I swear to God. High cortisol. You want me to pay you for being an understanding person? Pay me then? Yeah.
And often unreciprocated. I hate this therapy speak people talk with nowadays. Emotional labor? You mean being there for your partner? This is why so many people are just gonna start dating ChatGPT. People thought men were gonna be the ones dating AI. No.
That is, by the way, incorrect. By the way, that's incorrect. If you look at the data, women appear to be using chatbots significantly more than men. I wonder why. Pokey gonna have a stroke in a few minutes if this is going on. I have high cortisol already. I mean, there's a reason why I think older women are attractive. Yeah, that's all I got. I think when it comes to like older women in general, I have a theory, and my theory is that they're what's the word? More womanly, like more loving in a way. Like I see that. When I see like these like huge age gap relationship where the guy is significantly younger, right? It's like an older millennial woman and a Gen Z guy. I can tell why that may be working. Maybe it's that. But I could be wrong.
Be the ones with these sex robots. Women are the ones who want the daily affirmation machines. Yes, honey, I love when you talk about all the drama at work. Tell me more about that bitch Veronica. Man-spreading, mansplaining, man-interrupting, man-keeping, manscaping. Speaking of manscaping, before we dive
that's the ad for shaving your balls. Anyways.
Dive into the news, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, a sponsor that can help you with your manscaping. Henson Shaving. For the last few decades,
Never mind, it's not Manscaped, it's Henson Shaving.
razors haven't been designed to work better, they've been designed to be marketed better. More blades, more features, more gimmicks, and skin irritation is just something you're told to deal with. A big cause for that irritation is blade flex. Most razors use springs to let the blades move as you shave. That causes extra friction and razor burn, so people use aftershave, cold water, moisturizer, whatever. They fix the symptoms instead of the cause. But the question nobody asks is, should the blade actually move? How do we fix the actual problem? That's where Henson Shaving comes in. By fully supporting a two-sided blade all across.
I don't know if that would even be worth it. Like, I shave like once a million years. Because, like, I'll just keep my beard around. I don't give a shit. I may only hate on other men for his older girlfriend because I myself do not have one myself. Also finished my second story. Not bad.
Across its length at a 30-degree angle. They hold the blade in place to prevent any bouncing, skipping, just giving you an irritation-free shave. No springs, no movement, no reason to compensate with pressure. What separates Henson is the precision behind their design. With their Henson AL13 safety razor being manufactured in the same aerospace machine shop that built parts for the International Space Station. This level of precision allows the blade to extend just 1/1000th of an inch beyond the shave plane, less than the thickness of a human hair. Since I switched to Henson like almost 2 years ago now, I've noticed my shaves have been way silkier and smoother. No tugging, no cuts, just a close shave that feels great on my skin. And here is the best part. Once you invest in a Henson razor, it is a lifetime purchase. The only thing you'll need to replace is the blades, which cost 10 cents each. So once you own the razor, you'll only be spending like $3 to $5 per year on blades, compared to the ongoing cost of buying those little plastic cartridges. Also, the Henson store offers a bunch of different colors, so you can pick out the razor that best suits your vibe. So if you're tired of razor burn, skin irritation, and paying for overpriced razor blades, Henson Shaving is definitely worth checking out. Just head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and add both a Henson razor and 100 blades to your cart. Then enter the code SHOE at checkout to get the blades free with your purchase. Big thanks to Henson Shaving for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, as always, for not skipping the ad. You didn't, right? Now,
I didn't. It's okay. I didn't. I'm a good boy. I didn't.
let's get back to the video. All right.
Also, back to the man-keeping thing, right? It is funny because I have encountered a lot of men and a few women who, if confronted by male emotions and feelings, right, from their man, right, they get a panic attack and they start crying, so you have to coddle them because they cannot handle how you feel. Isn't that interesting? There is a reason why men are not open with their feelings, because their women cannot handle them. But that's just me.
Let's start with some good news. The median age of home buyers is now 59. But that's not all. America's seniors will now see a new $6,000 bonus exemption as part of the Working Families Tax Cut. That's $93 billion in tax cuts for seniors all over the country. And by Working Families Tax Cut, they mean you, the working family, giving another billion-dollar wealth transfer to the most oppressed class. Boomers! Why are we giving these
Boomers! Yay! Whee! Fun fact! They've been increasing retirement money here in Germany. And the worst part is, my generation's gonna pay for it even more, because there's gonna be even less in the pot, because these people are genuinely stupid, because this generational contract does not work, because these fucking Germans aren't fucking.
Geriatric f***s another tax break. Maybe they should pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Maybe they should stop buying so much avocado toast. God forbid we help young families raise the next generation of Americans. No, that would be communism. Young people are poor as f*** nowadays. What are they supposed to do?
Piper Raquel, 18, claims she made $2.9 million in a single day after launching OnlyFans.
That's where the senior money is going, by the way. And by the way, I still believe that she was groomed by her mother. But that's just me. That's diabolical, by the way. That's diabolical. On New Year's, by the way. You have to realize, there is men out there on New Year's, by the way, jorking it to Piper Raquel instead of spending time with their families. I'm just gonna say this. Yo. Not gonna lie. You might as well send ICE after these people as well and deport them with them. Not gonna lie. Might as well. Lord have mercy. There's no mercy for us in this world.
No more rights. No more women's rights. I am ready for the Islam.
Repeal the 19th is what they say. Yo. It's crazy. So here's the thing. Women received rights. You have to realize how absurd this is, actually, right? You have to realize how absurd this is. We have music artists, right, all over the world, telling women to be whores. We have music artists, young music artists, telling women that out of all the things they could be, they should be whores. Whatever, man. Whatever. Like, we legit have that. Like, we legit translated lyrics from a song here in Germany. Women can do whatever they want, and we choose to be whores. We're cooked. We're cooked. Because, fun fact, Europe has the exact same problems that the US has. Funny. Ice, baby. Very true. Hi, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good. I'm just gonna call you Star. What would I pay for it when I could go onto the Funny Green website? Like, seriously? Guys, come...
Islamic Revolution. Mayor Memdani, please press the Islamification button. I know the go-to joke is always, haha, women, am I right? But I think the real question here is, should men be allowed to have credit cards? This woman didn't magically...
No. Also, no. Women, no rights, men, no credit cards. It's just so out of control. It's just so out of control. This OnlyFans stuff is so out of control. With women actively promoting it. We have Rule 34 is green. Oh, right, I forgot. Ooh, I know. Kaiser is a connoisseur of hentai. It's art. Okay, but we're so cooked. See, we should be shaming the women, but we should also be shaming the men. 100%. And not just for OnlyFans. Every time you pay for corn, just like literally just be shamed. Like 300 quote tweets.
create millions of dollars with her mind out of thin air. No. Millions of men made this woman a millionaire overnight. Where's the accountability for that? I'm out here policing the whores. We need some men to be out there policing the simps. We have a simp epidemic. Simps are out of control. Not all of them though. Mine are cool. They can stay. Also, isn't this like the third?
Just don't alienate your audience like some VTubers out there. Recently on Twitter.
OnlyFans 18th birthday announcement, and the woman turns into a millionaire overnight. Someone a little sus about that. But don't worry, thanks to AI, we are entering a new age of goonerism.
Yeah, we're cooked, by the way. This is a thing. I have an idea. We should shame everyone. I know, true equality. Straight up. Bring back shame. Yeah, we're cooked. Your girlfriend might be a middle-aged Indian man. We might actually be cooked. The more you know. For now, I've scrolled past one of these once, and I didn't get it. The only reason why I realized it afterwards was because of the voice.
Honestly, what's the big deal? Men are already talking to the guys in India who run the accounts of OnlyFans models. Is this really any different? The internet is slowly but surely just becoming Indian men scamming other Indian men. But don't worry, not every internet waifu is a man using AI. In fact, if you live in the UK, you may get a state-funded, far-right, purple-haired waifu. Introducing Pathways, a
The absolute shit show that is. It's time. Hot Take ShoeOnHead is just a much cooler Julie Powers from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. It's gonna get funny now.
point-and-click video game created by the UK government to help prevent online radicalization.
Pathways is an educational visual novel and learning experience created by the UK media company Shoutout UK, with funding from UK government's Prevent program run by the Home Office. The game is meant to teach the youth about dangers of radicalization and extremism in both real life and online. This is done by putting the players in a
and while doing it, you created every nationalist's dream woman. Correction, most men's dream woman.
role of a character named Charlie, who must navigate 6 different scenarios relating to extremism. In the second scenario, the player is introduced to the character Amelia, a staunch anti-immigration protester depicted as a goth girl with purple hair, a pink dress, and a choker.
And the internet instantly fell in love with her.
You are absolutely cooked. I don't know. Yes, give me her now. It is so over. I'm gonna say this. Whoever made this game, I think you're on the wrong team. I think you've been playing the wrong team. I think you're like some kind of secret agent who wants to fuck over the UK government. That's the only way.
It's like they made her have short purple hair thinking that that would prevent this from happening. But the UK failed to consider the fact that conservatives love art hoes. They act like they don't, they'll deny it, they'll pretend they just want a blonde traditional housewife, but deep down every conservative wants a woman who looks like this, who says the N-word. Government funded
Maybe not quite like that, but close enough.
Video games. Incredible. At least our government doesn't do weird shit like that. No, our government is very normal.
Patriot takes furries. The game devs were working for Derp Pixon for the year internship. Ah! I know that name, fuck.
Believe it or not, Mar-a-Lago Furry Party was on my 2026 bingo card. I miss when this weird shit was just done underground. I miss when these parties were secret. Speaking of, the Epstein files were released. Wow.
Well, more was released, and some of this shit genuinely looks diabolical, not gonna lie. Like, talking about some kind of torture video, and like, babies being dismembered. We've got some things here. I feel like that one image of the werewolf ripping his shirt off in the dark woods, whenever I see her. Classic furry party, damn.
Oh. Incredible! The things they are showing us are eerie enough. I couldn't imagine the things that they're redacting. It is absolutely disgusting that these powerful people are still being protected. We as a country—
I don't think... I wonder what you would say now after the recent leaks. I wonder what she'd say now after recent leaks. I think this video needs to be pushed back again. Kung Fu Panda Golden Squirrel file. There was nothing in there. Like some weird stuff. Apparently, like, there's like stuff like Jeffrey Epstein being like banned from Xbox Live. Some what's the word? Problem with Bill Gates. It's just weird as hell.
We should be extremely concerned about an international child trafficking ring. This is not just something we all move from, and we kidnapped the president of Venezuela.
Breaking just now, Maduro, the president says, has been captured.
Maduro has been captured and flown out of the country.
In total, more than
30 minutes. 30 minutes is all it took. 30 minutes, it's all it took. And here's Russia waging a war against Ukraine for like half an eternity. The reflection. You are the Epstein. You are the Epstein files. Oh, it's crazy.
150 aircraft, bombers, fighters, intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance, rotary wing were in the air last night.
First pictures of Nicolas Maduro on the Iwo Jima that he was being transferred on.
Trump voters voted to fix the economy and to afford homes again. They didn't vote to kidnap communists in the middle of the night. Actually, they probably did vote for that. Never mind.
The oil companies are going to go in, they're going to spend money, we're going to take back the oil that, frankly, we should have taken back a long time ago.
Venezuela's oil was promised to us 3,000 years ago. 3,000 years ago, our comments. That is interesting. Maduro got the freedom special. The freedom special. Venezuela has oil. I think it's time for a little bit of freedom.
Holy shit. This is the most transparent administration in history. They weren't lying. I don't know if it's the Stockholm Syndrome or what, but it's almost refreshing to hear a leader say, yeah, this is about oil. Like, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for just saying it's about oil. Thank you for not pretending it's about saving democracy and just doing imperialism the old-fashioned way. We have such terrible Middle Eastern war fatigue that it was shocking to not hear about how Venezuela is just jealous of our freedoms or some shit. Like, no, it's just for ExxonMobil. Like, okay, carry on.
The US used a powerful mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees, bleeding through their nose, and vomiting blood during the daring raid to capture dictator Nicolas Maduro.
Yeah, if you're wondering why we don't have healthcare, this is why. We have invisible laser beams that can make people bleed out their f***ing eyes.
That's interesting. I did not know that. It's all about the oil, baby. Real.
Apparently, directed energy weapons are real. The Goy beam is real. Deep state pedophiles are real. Havana syndrome is real. Hell, it's almost like being a conspiracy theorist is just another word for being correct too early. What's next? COVID was fake?
There have been significant developments in the last 5 to 7 years on social, environment, and technology fronts that could help realize My Carbon initiatives for shaping the future towards smart and sustainable cities. COVID-19 was the test of social responsibility. A huge number of unimaginable restrictions for public health were adopted by billions of citizens across the world. There were numerous examples globally of maintaining social distancing, wearing masks, mass vaccinations, and acceptance of contact tracing applications for public health, which demonstrated the core of individual social responsibility.
In other words, we're just trying to figure out how willing the masses would be to essentially censor themselves, or essentially like lock themselves up. It was really just a test. Keywords of January 2026, Epstein, Venezuela, oil, true.
Oh, sorry, I just owe many people many apologies. Anyway, Venezuela has no president. Who is going to run Venezuela?
So we are going to run the country.
A few moments later.
Trump used the fucking force on the soldiers. Darth Trump. Darth Orange. Crazy work here.
Hola amigos, yo soy su nuevo presidente.
AI Latino Trump. Oh, that's crazy.
El señor Donaldo J. Trumpo.
Can we maybe just fix our country first? Can we fix our broken infrastructure, our education system? Can we do a little nation building in this nation? Can a bitch get a little regime change in our own country, please? And you—
No. I'm gonna be selfish here and I'm gonna say it. If Europe doesn't get it, you don't get it either. We'll make sure of that. Probably.
You know, with modern American nation building comes refugees. So who is gonna take in these Venezuelan refugees? Are we? Only the hot ones, apparently.
United States increasingly issuing work visas.
I mean, yeah. Like, the Latina baddies. I get it. The Venezuelan baddies. I get it. Again, I get it.
To OnlyFans models based on level of audience reach, according to the Financial Times.
Imagine being an immigrant from like some poor country, working your ass off to get a work visa in the United States, when all you had to do was bend over.
The only thing you had to do is take back shots on OF. We live in trying times. If that's what countries are aiming to let in to the country. I thought we wanted less degeneracy, not more. Overall, in the world, but I guess I'm wrong. Interesting. I wonder if Europe does do that. Nah, we invite more Indians.
Over and show hole. Big booty Latinas to the front, tortas to the back. Anyway, nana boo boo, my president.
Can Germany have some? Can Europe have some? We take some Latina baddies.
Kidnap your president. We're invincible. We can regime change anyone we want. Who's next? Canada, Greenland, Cuba? Cuba's literacy rates are higher than ours. Maybe they should come liberate our dumbasses. Kids are swiping on books. But f it, the Don Road Doctrine, baby. Let's go. America is back. Dick Cheney is looking up at us smiling.
You just wait for Cuba. Cuba is a communist dictatorship. Their days are numbered.
Trump, listen to me.
Bro, literally, you know the meme with the rabbit and the clock? Bro literally pulled that out and was like, your days are numbered. The time's ticking. You're just chilling, aka in fucking coma. That Europe is cooked. Let's just Europe is cooked. Leave Canada alone. Wait, you don't want some freedom? Yo, if they want to have parts of Europe, why can they not have parts of Canada? You're not safe.
Wait, Trump doesn't watch this shit. Vance, listen to me. Get people like Lindsey Graham far away from anyone in power right now. This little Venezuela stunt was cute, but we are not touching any other countries. We are not touching the Middle East, especially. No more Middle East. We all have Middle East fatigue. We are done. This whole thing really put into perspective just how weird it was that we were there like for 20 years. You mean we could have just been in and out in a few hours? I guess those poppy fields couldn't maintain themselves though. Anyway. Yeah, sorry, excuse me. But did you forget to check in with Lilith, the barista from Bushwick, and see how she feels about this?
Trump said the United States will be running Venezuela.
Nose ring theory. Unbeaten. Doesn't discriminate against gender. Doesn't, always true, always right. The nose ring theory. Ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! A colony! Woo! Imperialism! All for what? So a fucking multinational corporation can get profit!
You know what's funny is I basically
Open the mentals. Just open the asylums. Thank you. Anyways.
said the exact same thing this person said, but I said it less loudly. She has a nose ring and I don't, so I'm right and she's wrong. End of story. I guess this is just what happens when you dismantle the soft power of things like USAID. We're no longer doing secret regime change operations behind the scenes. Now we're just straight up kidnapping other world leaders in the dead of night and just saying it's about oil, which honestly kind of makes me believe it's
the funny thing is that apparently they kidnapped another two. I think this time it was two Russians. But that's about it. I think like a Russian captain and stuff from like was it Ireland? Scotland? Ireland, I think.
not about oil. They're never that blatant, right? I mean, what could it be? Like, Israel isn't behind this one, right?
The implications here are really great for the Venezuelan people.
Oh god damn it. You know,
the nose ring theory. Nah, ShoeOnHead is not the creator of the nose ring theory. That was created somewhere else. But it's always accurate.
people say I have Israel derangement syndrome, but I'm sorry, I can't help it when they get on TV and say shit like this.
No, it's difficult to hear, but it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it, and quickly before it's too late.
What do you mean?
How could you not get Israel derangement syndrome slip up of all time? Whoopsie.
I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to stack rank the authenticity of every person that expresses themselves.
Why does he sound French? He kind of does. That's careful.
Online and take control over what they are saying based on that.
That sounds 100% French. I'm sorry.
Ranking.
The government.
The government should
control the social media.
Yeah, should do that.
Try explaining that to someone without showing them the video. Go ahead. Yeah, there's a Jewish billionaire named Shlomo who wants to control the internet. Like, okay man, you're in too deep. No more Instagram reels for you. Anyway, you should have just let us play.
Yeah. Definitely not. I'm on platforms that have free speech. He sounds high. Also, I'm on platforms that have free speech. No matter what the cause. If you want to drop the N-word, just do it, I guess. I think you're still gonna get restricted, but still.
Video games. Now we're perp walking the president of Venezuela down the streets of New York City. But hey, leftists, just think of it this way. By bombing and kidnapping, instead of just doing the usual covert psyops, we saved maybe, what? $1 billion? $1 billion that could go to other, more important things, like defense contractor stock buybacks and empty Somalian daycares, apparently.
This
Yeah, in Minnesota, they had empty Somalian daycares. Like, they literally just, like, rented, like, a building, not even properly, said there was, like, 120 kids in that building, and then it's like, you know what? There are no children. We've just been taking money. It's crazy. Funny, I wonder if we have such a thing. Maybe. Nah, we have an LGBTQ kindergarten in Berlin, so there's that.
is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley back at a daycare in Minnesota he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video. Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers.
It's not like Nick Shirley was the first person to expose this either, but now it exploded. And the fallout has been bizarre, to say the least. The funniest part had to be when the infamous luring center claimed to have been broken into the night this all went viral.
Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news.
Oh no, somebody broke into the daycare and stole all the paperwork we needed to prove we are a legit operation.
Oh, and the children as well, right? They stole the children as well. Probably brought them to some island or something, right? Oh, and they stole the parents too. Who are you fooling? Like, wow, you have fake. Wow, in this case, right? How convenient that somebody broke in and stole the documents, right? It's not like you could just have the parents vouch for you, right? Right? It's not that like anybody else has an employment contract, right? Right? That dude looks like Johnny Somali. He does. His face is just smaller.
Operation. Please ignore my suspicious exact paperwork we need to prove we are a legit Operation Shaped Belly. Listen, no hate to the Somalians, but when my family came here 100 years ago, we did organized crime the right way. We would have had Tim Walls and cement shoes at the bottom of Lake Superior. This is just sad. This is cartoonishly pathetic. Listen, nobody is gonna want to support government programs if they think it's all going to shit like this. If you want people to support a welfare state, you have to make sure that welfare is actually going to real things that help real people. Listen, it's already hard enough to convince a right-wing audience that there's more to leftism than Reddit and butt sex. Now I have to convince them the wealth redistribution advocate
Everything that leftists do is butt sex. Anyways.
for isn't all going to Somalian welfare pirates. Thanks. That money should be spent on more important things like New Gaza. That's right, the World Economic Forum and Jared Kushner.
Oh no, not the World Economic Forum. The villains of this world. Well, they're probably not the absolute leaders, but still, that's interesting. New Gaza. well, yeah, you're cooked.
Are proud to present New Gaza. Yes, the demolition project is finally complete, folks. Time to build a sweet green and a f***ing Deloitte branch on top of the bodies of thousands of dead children. Hell is not hot enough, ladies and gentlemen. Hell is not hot enough. Anyway, because of all this fraud stuff, Tim Walls is stepping down, which is sad to see because he has to be one of my favorite characters in modern America lore. The first white male DEI hire, the last white dude for Kamala Harris, a dying breed. But hey, maybe this marks an official end to the Kamala Harris era, and we can move on and focus on rebuilding the Democratic Party to something more.
Harris stepping toward another White House run.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no! First we have the United States has a president that does too much. Now we're gonna eventually end up with a president that does nothing. Empty words. At least the guy's is doing something. Whether you like it or not, at least he's doing something. She will just exist. Not appear in interviews. Not say a word. Only the most important stuff, which is part of what we need to do is what we need to do. Nobody understood that, and then she moves on.
No. We are not doing this. No. I swear to God, the Democratic Party is like an old friend addicted to heroin or something. You want to help them, you do.
You're gonna see like, are we really gonna see like Kamala Harris versus JD Vance? That's gonna be interesting.
Everything you can to help them, but they don't listen. They keep doing stupid things and hurting themselves. But you just can't give up on them. You can't. You want to see them get better. You know deep down they could be how they used to be. But it's hopeless. And all your other friends keep saying to you, just forget them. Just forget them. It's not worth it. Come hang out with us instead. But those friends are on crack. Those friends are on crack cocaine. But this Minneapolis fraud thing is looking pretty bad for Tim Walz and the Democrats. People aren't just gonna forget about this, and an ICE officer just shot a woman in the face in Minneapolis.
You can hear the agents tell the woman to get out of the car and approach the SUV. The woman then drives forward. That's when the shots are fired, the car crashing.
As I was writing this video, an innocent woman was picking her kids up from school when an ICE officer jumped in front of her car and randomly shot her in the face. Or an angry protester was blocking the road and tried to run over an ICE officer with her car, so he shot in self-defense. Depends on how you look at it. Depends on how you voted.
See, here's the thing. Did she deserve to die? No. Should she have run away? No! When law enforcement tells you you're supposed to get out of the car, the most reasonable thing to do is to get out of the car. Bro, if the police tells you, like, even if it's not ICE, if the police was at work here, if they tell you to get out of the car, you get out of the fucking car. How stupid can you be? That's just me, though. Like, if I'm sitting in that car, I'm not running away. I'm getting out. Have we not learned Have we not?
Apparently. The way I see it, this woman was not trying to hit him. She was not trying to run him over. I think she was trying to drive away. And in an alternate universe, he dodges the car and she drives away. And it's easy to be like, oh, in hindsight, he should have done this, he should have done that. That's like so much of the discourse right now I'm seeing is just in hindsight this, in hindsight that. And it's easy for us to say in hindsight, you know, after the fact. It's easy to say he could have, he should have, but all he saw was a car revving up and going towards him. This has been one of the most insane political Rorschach tests I've ever seen in my—
It's like this, right? There's like two options here. It's like two options here, right? The problem is, if you were in that situation, there's two options here. If you tried to stop her, do you allow yourself to get run over, or do you save your own life? 50-50. Like, I don't like ICE. I also just don't like any of the people running my government. Sucks when somebody loses their lives, yes, but we can't control other actions, unfortunately. It's also like, just get out of the way. Just bro. Just. The other dude as well, the recent dude, right? The guy who is supposed such a good... Fun fact, the recent guy, Alex or whatever his name was, apparently, first of all, his parents went against him. That's the interesting thing, right? They said he became more radicalized and he dropped his job as a nurse. And then another thing, which is interesting, they made him... tried to make him prettier with AI. Like, no joke. They tried to make him prettier with AI. Also interesting. And then he also assaulted people. But that's besides the point. Did he deserve to die? No. Why is he still trying to... See, I don't get the logic behind trying to go against people with guns. Am I the only one who finds that silly? Am I the only one who finds that silly? Like, would you pick beef with a police officer? Would you? I think most people wouldn't. Would you pick beef with somebody who's like definitely, most certainly physically more capable than you? Probably not. I don't know why they're doing it here. It feels like they think they're in a movie, like some kind of superhero. You're not. You will die if you mess with the wrong person. Those are those two things that would get myself involved with law. You shouldn't either. Obviously, correct.
My life. It really all comes down to how you view ICE and police officers in general. Many, not all, leftists view ICE as completely illegitimate. Same with the police, they want to abolish both. So you're not going to get a real unbiased conversation with those people. Because
do I think that ICE is a good thing for the US? Yeah. Do I think that it would need to be this violent? Not particularly. I don't think these people deserve to die. I don't think so. Definitely not. I wish Europe had something similar like that. Because we face the same problems. We don't. And they really, really try the hardest not to deport people that either commit crimes or just don't belong here because they're illegally here. But like, I do think that there could be less violence involved. I think maybe there needs to be a better organization. An idiot with a gun can ruin somebody's life. I think that applies a lot. Just change around a couple words to fit whatever you need it to. Or an idiot without a gun is going to ruin their own life. That can also work. Of course, it is idiots are picking fights. It's idiots picking fights that they cannot win. Right? It's also, like, kicking a car is not a peaceful protest. Right? That's not a peaceful protest. You're not peacefully protesting. Or if you're trying to be physically threatening, you're not peacefully protesting. You are becoming a safety hazard. Maybe people need to learn that.
Why the f should a protester respect ICE in the first place? And many, not all, conservatives tend to be complete and utter f***ing bootlickers. Completely unable to criticize anything the police do. ICE can do no wrong. Don't tread on me becomes tread harder, daddy, real fast. This is extremely aggravating discourse, and you should be questioning anyone who takes a really firm, hard stance either way and like can't fathom how the other side is seeing what they are seeing. The first episode of my old Hell World series was actually all about police brutality. It was all about police brutality towards innocent protesters. I was a little more ACAB-y back then. I was a little more libbed the f*** out back then.
What being turned into a mother does to a motherfucker. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. To a degree, yes. I guess I think the idea is good. Because they are committing crimes. I think the idea is good. Do I necessarily agree with the way they're doing it? Nah. Also, maybe if the US had a better system for immigration, then we wouldn't need ICE in the first place. But I don't know how we would even do that, so... Well, as it stands now, just don't enter country illegally. That's the thing. Like, just don't enter country illegally. I think, don't commit crimes. That'd be a good first advice, I think. Overall, don't commit crimes. Because that's what you're doing, right? If you enter any country illegally, you are committing a crime.
But hey, to be fair to me back then, that is what happens when you live in the sheltered suburbs of Long Island in your parents' basement versus having a kid and living in the city for 4 years. The police are a taxpayer-funded HR department for structural violence. They exist solely to protect the rights of private property. Yeah, we need more police! Police are good. Police are great! Give the police more guns! More guns! Give them more guns! Tanks! Tanks, even! My overall opinion is still basically the same. I'm very critical of the police. I am very pro First Amendment. Protesting is a fundamental American right, and we can't just go around labeling protesters domestic terrorists. That is an insane, slippery slope. And if you support that, I promise you it will come back to bite you in the ass. So good luck in 2028 when President Newsom knocks you up. What?
Whoa! Calm down! Calm down! Whoa! Ain't nobody getting, would that include men? Are we getting MPreg here? Unfortunately, Liv is okay with terrible people from shitty countries entering the USA. Well, it's not like it's any different here in Europe and Germany, or even other places. Right? Australia isn't that free of that, unfortunately. But yeah, kinda. I just see it like that. If your values don't align with a country, no, I don't want you here. Or if you're not even willing to, right? Even if they don't, if you're not willing to accept them, no. I don't care wherever you're from. No, definitely. I do not want here. I do not want you here. No, definitely not. Like, there's people out there who advocate for these people, and I'm like, you want people to come into your country that basically have no issue turning women into slaves, and you believe that they would change when they come here. Like, spoiler alert, somebody who beat his wife that comes here will beat his wife here as well, right? Spoiler alert. Somebody who wants to murk Christians in, let's say, what is a country where that happens from? Syria. Will murk Christians here. Surprise. Shocking, I know. Shocker. Truly shocker. Amazing. Amazing conclusion. Difference is the fuckers need to swim to get into our country. Not if you invite them willingly. If not, if you bring them here. Right? There's like a difference, right? You just let them in then. Also, yeah, if you want to come into a country, live in it, at least try to change a little to fit the rest of us. Yeah, like women's rights. That would be a great start. That would be a great start.
Oh, knocks you up. Whoa, what's going on here? Good luck in 2028 when President Newsom locks you up for protesting against mandatory forced feminization, or whatever the f it is Democrats do. What do they do?
Isn't that Iraq? Was it Iraq or Iran? Because one of those two countries, oh, that's another one. You want to bring people into your country that despise you. That literally, you want people to bring into your country that would throw you off a building when they find out that you like the same gender. That's the kind of people you want in your country. Smart decision on your part. You're the sheep supporting the wolf. It does not make sense. It does really not make sense at all. But yeah, I think Iran or Iraq, they essentially castrate you and turn you into a woman. They essentially force transitioning you if you're gay. The more you know.
Nothing. They do nothing. I don't fucking know. I left this joke blank. Something pronouns. Like, God forbid the state ever turns me into Swiss cheese and the president's like, she was a radical leftist lunatic. The people called her Commie Mommy. Can you believe that?
Commie Mommy. Can you believe that? Wait a minute. You need to work. Shue needs to work on the Trump impression. To be fair, I'm not good at it either. But like, come on.
Kami mommy, sad. And some people were like straight up mocking this woman, celebrating it. And then when people were like, what the fuck? They were like, well, you got Charlie Kirk, so now we got one of your guys. Is that what we're doing now? We're just gonna keep killing?
Bad. We can't celebrate. See, we can't do what they do, because if we do what they do, we aren't all that better. It's like a thief complaining about thieves. Bro, you're stealing too. Why are you complaining about thievery? Why are you complaining about theft? Yeah. I agree. We can't be celebrating deaths. That's not what we should do. Like learning English. Oh, wasn't there a case where like somebody told someone else in the UK to learn English and it was classified like to speak English, and it was classified as like hate speech? There was a case that I remember. Yeah. Like if you're not even willing to learn the language. Apparently there's some places in the US, right? I think there's some places in Sweden, the no-go zones, right? But there's like places in the US where like people live like there in like almost entire communities and they don't speak English. How the fuck is that even happening?
Each other back and forth? Is that what this is now? Like some kind of civil war? Who gets me in the national divorce? Hell yeah, 2 Christmases. Like you agreed with me when I was upset about the reactions people had about Charlie Kirk, and then you're over here like, boo-hoo, she was a stupid libtard. Honestly, some of you just don't have morals. You have like temporary weapons you can use to bludgeon people you don't like when you have the chance. You and all the people who mock Charlie Kirk are all going in the pit, and you can come out when you learn how to be normal. In my opinion, a lot of focus on illegal immigration should go to the employers employing illegal immigrants for cheaper scab labor. I feel like that's really important, and like, we're not doing that. It's kind of interesting that
I can go even further. I think, and this is my take, companies need to be penalized if they hire immigrants fully knowing that those immigrants, right, would accept a lower wage than the average citizen in that country, right? Than the local population. Because fun fact, while like people want to say like, right, replacement theory, right, that thing, there is some truth to it. It's just that it's a financial replacement, because the local population would ask for more money than somebody from a poor country who just recently came to your country. That is something that I definitely believe that companies are out there picking up. There's companies out there picking up basically new immigrants that come from nothing to give them the most minimum wage possible so they can exploit them. Because, you know, the local population would ask for more money. Also, hot take, I think that countries should first solve local unemployment before they invite more people into their countries, but that's a different topic. I think that should be solved first. Why do you want more immigrants? Why you're getting more immigrants when you can't even give your local population jobs? Currently in Germany, we have 3 million unemployed people. Out of those 3 million, about 80,000 a year get a job, and there's more coming. And that does not include in like 10 to 20 years when AI has essentially like 80% of our jobs. Have they even thought about that? That's the general thing. Have they even thought about that? Every country?
the government is focused so hard on immigration right now, but like apparently hasn't made any like real actual legislative change to the laws of immigration. Dragging Jose out of Home Depot might work for now, but they have to be working on something more substantial, right? Well, Palantir, the company named after the evil crystal ball in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's a choice. That's a choice. That is a choice. That is a choice.
Right. Is apparently working on a new tool for ICE. And what does it do? Oh, nothing really. Just creates a map of deportation targets, pulls up a dossier on them, and assigns them a confidence score. Because if there's one thing we can trust, it's a private Silicon Valley tech company's algorithm deciding who gets disappeared.
So it's essentially just a tool for mass surveillance. I have a theory that that will not be used for what it's supposed to be used for. Hey, when's the social credit score coming?
Every single surveillance tool starts by simply protecting us. It's only gonna affect the baddies. But who are...
Yeah, it's like the UK being like, oh, the Online Safety Act is for the protection of the children. That is why we must ban banter. That is why we must ban VPNs right now for the children. Yeah, because little 7-year-old little Timmy over there knows how to set up a VPN. Sure, buddy. Sure. Build me an army worthy of Moda. Or instead of building an army, it's throwing people out of the country. Too bad it's not going to be used for that. We know this. That's a diabolical pause. I am so sorry.
The baddies. Today it's illegal immigrants. Tomorrow it's furries. Next week it's people who are into feet. And before you know it, it's fans of VTubers.
Why? Wait, that includes you too! So yeah, the government is definitely going to use that to figure out when I'm gooning or something. They probably already do that through your phone. The CIA always listens. The CIA always listens. At least to US people. I guess we have something similar as that, but like, I don't know if they're listening. Probably.
You know, on second thought, I don't buy into the propaganda that simply enforcing border security, something every developed country has, is akin to Nazi Germany. Sorry, I don't. Build a wall? Hitler. Deport illegal immigrants? Hitler. Just kick out the criminal ones at least? Hitler. Like, there's no other option besides open borders that is acceptable to some people, and I don't get that. What I do get, however, is that people don't want to live under a Palantir police state, where people can't even film ICE agents without getting put on some kind of f***ing list. I feel like there has to be some kind of normal, sane option besides total free-for-all, globo-homo versus...
I don't see the problem. I see no problem. Life is an MMORPG. Technically it is. Think about it. Think about it. The only difference is if you die, you can't respawn. And the loot is mostly dog shit. But still.
Peter Thiel, nightmare tech bro dystopia. Like, how is it not possible to just, like, be normal, be normal, be normal, be normal? But hey, it's cool the DHS created a portal where you can see all the people they have been deporting. One guy was deported back to Yugoslavia.
That's interesting. Aggravated assault, gun robbery. Hey, yeah, well, if he's actually not a citizen, yeah, goodbye.
Yugoslavia doesn't exist anymore. We sent that motherfucker back in time.
True, that doesn't exist anymore. Well, then again, it's the American education system, so maybe it still does. Where did they send him then? What form of Yugoslavia? Even I don't know that.
Listen, what happened to Renee Good was a tragedy. It was terrible, but hopefully nothing like this ever happens again. And another person was shot by ICE in Minneapolis.
According to a preliminary Department of Homeland Security report, 2 Border Patrol agents discharged their weapons, seen here in...
Also, it was a bit of overkill, not gonna lie, that was overkill. What was it, like 9 shots or so? Bro.
Graphic cell phone video captured by eyewitnesses. 10 shots fired off in total in just seconds. Preddy pronounced dead on the scene.
To be absolutely clear, stuff is still coming out about this as I am filming. Literally, as I am filming, this happened. You know, there's no body cam footage yet, so I could be totally wrong. Totally possible, totally possible. However, first impressions of watching the video at multiple angles, multiple times... Yeah, I think they just fucking murdered that guy. It looks like they took his gun and then shot him. Like 10 officers come over to him, wrestle him to the ground, the agent disarms him, take his gun, they yell gun, 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 and then they shoot him several times in the back. More information can come out, but the compulsive bootlicking I have been seeing has been fucking insane.
Why does a nurse feel compelled to go confront ICE armed with a 9mm handgun? Only one person.
I have to say, yes. Yes, that could have been handled very differently. However, why the fuck are you pulling up with a gun? Why? Why are you becoming physical with a group that can just end you? At this point, it's just Darwinism. I'm sorry, but it is. Why are you pulling up with a gun to people, multiple people, with guns? Even better guns. I am sorry, but that was not necessary. Also, apparently, he was no longer, like I heard, he was no longer a nurse. He quit his job. And they made him prettier with AI. Well, unfortunately, he shouldn't have done that. But here we are now. Yeah, Darwinism. I say, do hate crime against eyes. They're just... Both sides are ginormously... The protesters are retarded. Right? You see ICE pop them. You're not popping shit. You're getting popped if you do that. Trust me. There's like... The protesters are giga retarded. And the ICE agents also are super retarded.
Could have prevented this from happening. And it's Alex Preddy.
Yeah, who goes to a protest and brings a gun? Look, if the government can take a firearm from you and then kill you because you had a firearm, then nobody actually has a right to own a firearm. If that is how it works, then there's actually no such thing as the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment does not exist. I feel like some people genuinely just forget that police are just people. ICE officers are just people. They're literally just people who work for the government like anyone else. They're DMV employees with guns. They can be stupid. They can be bad. They can make mistakes. Like, I don't know what it is about some people. Like, once someone has a badge, it's like, that person is just a perfect angel and cannot be criticized at all. You're telling me all I have to do to get you fucking people to listen to me is to dress like this? Alright, fair enough.
Why does she look... I'm not gonna say it. But still, it is just like... Both sides are so in the wrong. It's crazy.
Stop gooning. None of this would have happened if ICE agents were being trained better instead of being rushed through the system with little to no training. And if Minnesota just worked alongside ICE to make sure they were doing this in a safe and more effective way instead of just egging on a fucking jihad.
Again, the idea, good. The execution could be better. Could be better. Significantly better. Better organization, better training. Maybe a little less aggression? You know, maybe a little less aggression. You took the man's gun. It was no longer a threat. Why did you pump him full of iron?
Against them. Also, if ICE's goal is to round up pedophiles and fraudsters, I hear there's a pretty big list of pedophiles and fraudsters that need to be rounded up. Unfortunately, we'll never fucking get to see it. I'm trying to make this video somewhat funny and entertaining, but I'm not gonna lie, this is really bleak. Is America okay? Can we please go one single day without living through a major historical event, please? And a bunch of new Epstein files just dropped.
Oh, she does have them! Peak! Yeah, there's some diabolical shit in that stuff. That's crazy. Hey, at least the Dawn... At least the Dawn did drop them. Make sure that they're released. I'm not just too happy about what I'm seeing here. Oh, things sound good on paper. Unfortunately, humans fuck everything. Very true.
Great. We're going to war with Iran soon, aren't we? Where was I? This just says Mr. Beast tendies. What? Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is simulating a chicken's body, and the cells are just multiplying. Honestly, can't tell the difference. What the heck?
I will not live in a pod. I will not eat the Antichrist.
I will not eat the artificially grown chimpkin. No. Stop. It needs to live. It needs to bleed. I want to gnaw on a real bone.
Christ, lab-grown chicken tendies. Oh, I completely forgot about this. Sorry, I am not on my Vyvanse today, folks. I forgot to take my normal pills. It wasn't long before the race hustlers took advantage of the terrible Renee Good situation in Minneapolis.
Say Her Name is a movement started by Black women, for Black women specifically, and it's not appropriate to use in regards to Renee Good.
Holy fuck, these people are retarded. They would rather... See? They would rather eat themselves up. They would rather eat each other. That is crazy work. Now I want chicken nuggets from real chickens. You can't make me eat the fake chicken. Real.
She deserves a hashtag and everything. It should not be Say Her Name. Say Her Name is reserved for Black women.
This is not for any other race. Simple as that.
Say Her Name is specifically reserved for Black women.
Say Her Name is for Black women.
It feels kind of wrong being here in some way. I don't know why.
Why?
The entitlement is insane. The entitlement is insane. The entitlement is insane. It is crazy. It is. I'm gonna say something. Black people hold themselves back because they see themselves as victims. I know it's technically systemic because people are always telling them that they're victims, which means they're always born in a cycle where their parents are telling they're victims, everyone around them is telling them victims, white saviors, people with white savior complexes are telling them they're victims. Same, by the way, with women. Sorry, you're not a victim. Not really. Stop. You need to break this cycle. Otherwise, you're going to always fail because if you mess up, you're going to blame it on other people. You need to stop.
Why do you think? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why. That's called white guilt, honey. That's the white guilt you're feeling. It's amazing. You could literally be killed by the state for the cause. And these fucking people will still disgrace you for the curse of being born Caucasian. This is very woke 1.0. I thought it was dark woke time.
Nobody forgetting when they're good. She has achieved the highest honor a white person can achieve. Race traitor.
She has achieved the highest honor a white person can achieve. Race traitor. And this type of psychotic rhetoric seems to be working because like 70% of the videos I see of people like trying to disrupt ICE has been white women. White women literally throwing themselves.
Liberal white women are a danger to society. Karens, even. The amount of white Karens standing in front of people that they cannot compete with on any level is astonishing. It is astonishing. It is very astonishing. Also, them breaking the weight scale is also very astonishing.
Armed officers like lemmings off a fucking cliff for street tacos. What the hell is going on with white women? Who will save the white race?
That's like that is the racism Avengers. that's like the red pill Avengers right there. Like Cux Nico, Clavicula, Nick Fuentes, Myron, Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate. It's crazy. What a combo. And they're also dancing to that fucking Kanye West song. It's diabolical.
Ah yes, Hitler's strongest soldiers. A Mexican.
Hitler's strongest soldiers. A Mexican, a black man, a cuck, a guy who can't keep it in his pants and can't be loyal, an insecure dude, and a sex trafficker. The Avengers assemble.
A Dominican, a black guy, and a looks maxer.
That looks maxer is none other than Clavicular. Clavicular is a Gen Z influencer and live streamer who got his start within the niche red pill communities and has recently blown up to mainstream pop.
He is not red pill, he is black pill. He's not red pill. He's a black pillar. Because he's looks maxing. Everything that's focused on is looks. So he's a black pillar.
Popularity, especially in right-wing circles. His main claim to fame is looks maxing. Looks maxing, for those of you who are employed, is...
Looks maxing is a term for aggressively maximizing one's physical attractiveness through routines like skincare.
By the way, the original term did not meant that, by the way. The original looks maxing was to actually do it in a healthy way, right? Eat healthy, work out, dress better, get the proper haircut, right? That was when it originally started, but now it's like this, where like, take a bone, smash your face with it.
Facial exercises, mewing, fitness, and sometimes extreme cosmetic procedures, originating in online incel forums but popularized on TikTok, focusing on enhancing features like jawline and bone structure.
I personally think it's interesting to see men adopting the insane beauty rituals that women have been doing for decades. But now that a man is doing it, it's seen as
well, technically, right? The women just ate it up, right? And then the men just ate it up to just eat it up. Eat that slop, you filthy piggy.
psychopathic or gay. A woman will literally spend thousands of dollars on hair, makeup, skincare, peptides, plastic surgery, fillers, Botox, red light therapy, moon water, and we just call her Stacey. But a man does it and we call him Patrick Bateman. A woman reshapes her entire face with makeup? Normal. A man reshapes his jawline with makeup? Gay. A woman wears a push-up bra to make her tits look bigger? Empowering. A man shoves socks in his shoes to make himself taller? A liar. A woman gets lip filler? Typical. A man smashes his face with a hammer to make his—
Again, I believe this entire thing is just a psyop by the beauty industry to get men into the entire thing, so they also spend more money on products that they do not need. I'm severely of the belief that cosmetic surgery should be banned. Unless it's like for legitimate reasons, right? Unless it's like for like malformation of like your body, right? Of the car accident, getting burned, right? Those things, like things where you actually need it, where your quality of life gets better. But pushing on lip filler so you look, and Botox so you look like Giga Chat. By the way, I always say this, but Millie Bobby Brown in Stranger Things looks absolutely silly. She looks like she's like in a perpetuate state of Giga Chad. It is really funny. I do believe that cosmetic surgery, if they're done for non-healthy reasons, are ultimately wrong. I think ultimately wrong. That's what I believe. Is she comparing push-up bras to shoving socks in your shoes? I mean, to make yourself taller? Kinda, right? Because, like, I don't know how aware you are, but being tall really helps men be more perceived as more attractive. That's why they're doing it. Right? That's why we already have limb lengthening, like leg lengthening surgeries or limb lengthening surgeries, where like people will like get taller through surgeries. Problem is they can't properly walk anymore. And boobs are just boobs. They always work.
jaw swell up? Okay, yeah, that one's a little insane. One of the looks-maxing tips some young men are apparently doing is called bone smashing, where they take a hard object, usually a hammer, and smash the bones in their face to make their face temporarily swell up and allegedly give them that Chad jawline. Honestly, don't knock it till you try it. Here we go.
Crazy work. That's like remember how like Squidward gets hit with like, what was it? How Squidward gets hit with a door and then just hands him Squidward. Same energy.
Perfect. So that concludes this episode of the Hell World Report. If you liked it, please subscribe and consider donating to my Patreon, link down below. It helps the channel and I appreciate it so much. If you don't want to do that, you can also put a little tip down in the tip jar somewhere over here somewhere. I feel like a barista. Yeah, it's just gonna ask you something on the screen down there. If you have some stories you want me to cover in the next Hell World Report, be sure to send them to me on Twitter at ShoeOnHead. I will give you a little shout out if I wind up using the story in the next episode. Okay, and I will see you guys with a new fun slop video. I keep promising a slop video and then terrible things keep happening. I'm sorry. Next video is a slop video. I promise. Okay, bye.
Good. I want the slop video. Handsome Squidward. Yeah. Look at those lips. I'm sorry, I can't refrain from it. Those are dick-sucking lips. Anyways, so what do we learn from this? The Western world has started to become a dystopia. That is all I got from this. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun? Anyways, I got nothing more to say. I got nothing. I think I said everything I need to say. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.